Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon the master of martyrs and peace be upon you adores. Welcome to Shia Waves. I'm your anchor Ali Jassim, here to present and replenish your minds with the latest Shia world news. And now with the headlines. Imam Ali Holy Shrine forms an observation committee for preparing Al-Murtada Battalion to defend the holy shrines. The Office of Ayatollah Sayyid Shirazi welcomes groups of believers volunteering to protect the holy shrines. Tribal forces arrest Zarqawi's brother in Iraq. The General Secretariat of Imam Ali Holy Shrine has decided to form an observation committee for preparing Al-Murtada Battalion to defend the holy shrines. The Deputy Secretary General of the Holy Shrine, Mr. Zuhair Sharba, stated the necessity of forming such battalion to defend all holy shrines in Iraq. He added that they will work within the plans of the Iraqi government, stressing the importance of cooperation within the security institutions in terms of military training. More than 1,000 employees and volunteers signed up in the battalion to defend their country and its holy shrines. The Director of Processions Department in Imam Hussein Holy Shrine has called on all those running Husseini processions to offer their best services for the military camps in their provinces. He added that in case there are no military camps in their provinces, they should contact the representatives of Husseini processions to coordinate with them in offering services to military camps in other places. Following the directions of the eminent Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Hussein Shirazi, may Allah prolong his life, in defending and protecting the holy shrines from the danger of the terrorists of the so-called Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, the ISIL, groups of Ahlul Bayt followers, peace be upon them, including tribesmen from the holy city of Karbala and other Iraqi provinces, poured into the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, expressing their readiness to sacrifice their lives for the sake of their doctrine. Iraqi troops, backed by volunteer citizens, have killed at least 300 terrorists of the so-called Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, the ISIL, in fierce fighting in the northern Iraqi city of Tel Afar in Mosul province. A Syrian army officer said that the Iraqi forces and volunteer fighters have inflicted heavy losses on ISIL terrorists in Tel Afar and forced them to retreat. The Iraqi local forces have arrested the younger brother of the former Al-Qaeda leader in Iraq, Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. Media reports said that the Iraqi tribal forces in Zalwiya in Salahuddin province said that they have arrested 10 militants of the ISIL, including the younger brother of Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. Abu Musab al-Zarqawi was originally from Jordan and ran a rebel training camp in Afghanistan. He formed Al-Tawheed wal-Jihad in the 1990s and led it until his death in June 2006. Zarqawi took responsibility on several audio and videotapes for numerous acts of violence in Iraq, including suicide bombings and hostage executions. The Bahraini regime forces shot Abdul Aziz al-Abbar to the head during a harsh crackdown on the funeral procession west of Manama. The 27-year-old died from his injuries on April 18, 2014, yet he has not been buried. His body remains in the detention of the regime that is refusing to mention the real cause of death in his death certificate in order to protect his killer from punishment. The regime in Bahrain is taking advantage of power to provide impunity to human rights violators and killers. The regime's systematic impunity has so far protected the killers of over 130 victims from accountability. People in Bahrain are set to pour into the streets to voice their unity with the anti-regime movement in Saudi Arabia's eastern province. The Bahraini demonstrators will also express their anger over the incarceration of senior Saudi Shiite cleric Nimr al-Limr, who has been accused of instigating unrest in Saudi Arabia. Sheikh Nimr was attacked, injured, and arrested by Saudi security forces when he was en route to his house in Qatif on July 8, 2012. The cleric had called for the release of all those detained during the protests against Al Saud regime and all prisoners of conscience. His arrest sparked protests in the eastern province. Both Bahrain and Saudi Arabia have been the scene of anti-regime protest rallies since February 2011. We have reached the end of our new show. Thank you all for joining in with us, and as always, remember our dua. to hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam al-Mahdi, peace be upon him. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.